Our food systems are both a miracle and a disaster. In the last 30 years, they have driven down global undernourishment by 10%. But this productivity comes at a high cost. The degradation of land, water, biodiversity and climate, upon which food systems ultimately depend, and which keep our planet stable. By 2050, as the population nears 10 billion, there will be an increase of between 60 and 100% in food demand. But our current food systems cannot deliver this sustainably. This is because almost 50% of production depends on transgressing 5 of the 9 planetary boundaries, defining the safe, stable environment humanity has known for almost 12,000 years. For instance, our food systems generate 34% of greenhouse gas emissions, drive 90% of global deforestation, degrade more than 50% of our soils, cause 80% of land use change, and account for 70% of fresh water use. To feed a growing population within planetary boundaries, our world needs new food systems. For productive and sustainable new food systems to take shape, we must transform our diets and the way we produce, distribute, and retail food. For example, livestock use 80% of agricultural land to only produce 20% of global calories. Consumption of plant-based proteins must increase by more than 250%, while intake of animal-based products needs to fall by 36%. Production must shift from monoculture driven by flood irrigation, chemical fertilizers, and pesticides to regenerative agriculture, where diverse crops and bio-based inputs promote soil health and resilience, biodiversity, and pollination. There are already powerful regulatory, market, and investment forces accelerating this transition. From the COP26 commitment to end deforestation by 2030 to the rapidly falling costs of alternative proteins, and investments creating new revenue pools worth up to $1.5 trillion by 2030. The new food systems revolution is already underway. In the transition from old to new food systems, profit pools will shift as innovations like bio-based fertilizer and electrified farming equipment become mainstream. We see growth opportunities for companies that are aligned with 3 sub-themes. Sustainable food production, which leverages biological and synthetic inputs. Enabling solutions that embed sustainability throughout the food value chain. And sustainable food consumption, catering to new eating habits. As the global population increases, the transition to new food systems that can sustain healthy diets while nourishing the planet is accelerating. Forward-thinking investors will capture the rich growth opportunities within this paradigm shift.